welcome back to my channel, Rihanna Runs a Marathon. Today I'm going to be going over my week 10 of training for my marathon, and quite honestly it's going to be a very short video because there isn't that much to say. So out of the whole week I was planning on doing 5 runs like I had done the week before in week 9. So go and look at that video if you want to see what I did last week. And it just didn't happen. Out of the 5 planned runs I managed to do 2 of them. So not the greatest clean sweep of the tables there, is it? So in those 2 runs I managed to do the speed session and the long session. So the speed session is the first one that I did this week. It was on Tuesday and we did about 6 kilometres I think it was. Just like a 10-minute kind of walk, jog to warm up and get to where we were going to do them. And then we did 1 minute of hard fast running and then 3 minutes kind of off. And we did that 6 times before doing a cool down again. So that was quite nice to actually get some speed up again. Because I'm running that with my partner, is that he hasn't done intervals ever before. So the main thing for him was that everything, like the speed of our fast intervals weren't getting slower. It's just that our recoveries were getting a lot slower. So I think the last couple we were just walking them because he was finding it a little bit hard to get his breath back after the first few. And that's fine, that's fair enough. Like, they're there for you to get better at them. They're not there for you just to not be good at them. So we just decided we'll take as long as we need for the recoveries, but then just do about the same speed on every single interval. So I kind of led them because he led the first one and he went way too fast. And about 20 seconds into it, he was just like, ugh, he was dead. So we kept that. I kept that about just below 5 minutes per kilometre pace. So it's not amazingly fast, because I've definitely run a 5k faster than that. But for him, that's a lot quicker than he usually does. So it was definitely worthwhile. And then again, at the end of that, we did another 10 minutes just gentle jogging. And then after that was over, we walked the rest of the way home. So yeah, that was quite a nice way to get out on Tuesday. Then Wednesday wasn't much, it wasn't a run day, so I did do a bike session. I think in the end I managed to do either half an hour or 45 minutes on the bike. I just wasn't feeling it. Like, I was cycling along kind of normal pace, like with the same group of people that I usually cycle with on Zwift on a Wednesday, and just wasn't feeling it. So I was just like, right, you know what, I'm gonna get to I think 25 kilometers, and I was like, that's me, I'm done. I wasn't really enjoying it, so I was like, I'd rather just get on with other stuff that I need to be doing than just sit here for another half an hour not enjoying myself on the bike. So that's what I did. It then became really like windy and raining here in Bristol in the UK, and well, that doesn't really help with motivation to go out running, does it? So I kept seeing like, oh, I'll just go on the treadmill, I'll just do it on the treadmill, and I was like, no, like I just didn't have the feeling within me to like actually do it. I think I was just a really down week, so I was just like, no running. So I didn't run Thursday. That was going to be a 10k, but because it was windy outside and raining and everything, we just thought, you know what, we'll hate that, so we'd rather not do it and just enjoy having not done it and just be like, that's fine. And then Friday is rest day anyway, so don't really feel bad about not doing anything. We were thinking that maybe if the weather was nicer, we'd have done the 10k on the Friday, but the weather wasn't nicer. It was still just as bad, so we were just like, yeah, let's not do it. Let's put that one to the side. I think Friday I also did a little bit of practicing, like I teach acro a lot, so I'm doing a lot of stretching with the kids and also teaching them lots of like tricks. So the main skill that they all want to learn right now is walkovers. None of them are quite strong enough to get that skill just yet. So I'm actually just like trying to work through the progressions and trying to build myself up to be able to do that at the moment. So I thought I'll spend about half an hour just working on my own bridges and things, so I feel a little bit better demonstrating them to them. And then Saturday rolled around, and again I was supposed to go out on a 5k myself, but I just again didn't feel like it. It was pretty fine weather, it wasn't that bad on Saturday, but I just didn't want to, so I didn't. It sounds like it's such a bad like running channel now, isn't it? Just like constantly being like, nah, I don't want to. But I think it is important to like listen to yourself and just be like, you know what, if you don't feel like it, you don't feel like you have to. So that's what I did. And then Sunday we got out nice and early and did our long run. So we did, I think it was 7.5 miles maybe, which is, for us, that was 13 kilometres. And we did that in about an hour and a half, so nothing groundbreaking, just walking up the hills. We also walked down one of the hills because it's steps down the hill, and honestly I wouldn't see myself running down them. I think if you want to trip and fall and tumble the rest of the way, like fine, run it, but I definitely walked down that hill. And so that was really nice. We went out super early, so we went around Bristol Harbourside, and it was about 8 AM on Sunday when we hit that, and there was barely anyone out. The last time I went there it was really crowded, so definitely if you want to go out running somewhere that's a little bit more crowded, maybe hit it early morning on a Sunday or something, unless you know of another time where it's less busy. So that was super. We only kind of had one stopping the whole way through where we just let a cyclist through, and apart from that everything was good, which is brilliant. It was amazing. But again, an hour and a half for 13 kilometres isn't record-breaking speeds, is it? It's just a speed and that's fine. We're not planning on running a marathon like super hard. We're just doing it gently and having a nice time out there. So that was week 10. The coming week, which I've just started, is week 11. So I'm gonna not plan to do 5 runs. I think doing 5 runs at the moment is just a bit too ambitious. Like, whilst I love running and stuff, at the moment my head's all over the place. I'm like, can I go back to work? Can I not go back to work? Like, it's just a lot of stuff up in the air, isn't it? Because I work for myself, like I don't want to go against any of these rules and stuff, and I teach dance, so I need to make sure I'm within everyone's guidelines and know that I can go back, and whether I've got full classes and stuff like that. But that, obviously, that's a load of stuff in my head. And yeah, so pausing the running a little bit. So I'm going to be doing 4 runs this week. I'm planning on doing a run on Tuesday, a run on Thursday, a run on Saturday, and a run on Friday. So that'll be my 4 runs, and it will be about 30 kilometres. So again, not a massive week in terms of mileage. I'm still building it back up from the injury. So when I look at my kind of Strava mileage at the moment, I've kind of gone, 1 week was here, which is the first week where I started running again. I went back up, went up, and then this week 10 is a down. So I'm hoping to go back up and build again for a few weeks before having another drop down week. Just because I know that's definitely how my body works best, like not constantly adding mileage, because I just get really worn down, especially around this time of year. Whenever the clocks go and change either forwards or backwards, I just get so out of sync in myself, so I'm just really tired. I don't really know what to do with myself, and I'm just like, oh, it's probably time for the clocks to change. And I think it is in a couple of weeks where the clock will go forwards for springtime, so that hopefully will sort out all of this tiredness that I'm feeling. I'll actually wake up feeling refreshed, whereas right now I'm just waking up and I'm like, ugh, so like I just want to go back to sleep. And then obviously with the evenings being a bit darker than kind of what they really should be, it's not been helping. And I think I've just been staying up in the dark whilst it's been like 8, 9, 10 o'clock, and then waking up when it's really bright. But we'll get there, we'll get back to our running form and we'll do good. So yeah, if you're lacking in motivation right now, just don't think that you're not the only one. I'm sure there are loads of others, including myself, who isn't feeling great and is just doing what they want to do. Just remember, like, it's your mileage, like no one else really cares that much about what you're doing, as long as you're feeling good in what you're doing. Like, if you want to go out and you want to run like 100 miles every week and do like 3 interval sessions, like, you go and do that. But if that doesn't fit your body and you want to take it a bit slower, like be okay with that and just do that. I think listening to your body is one of like the biggest things we can definitely do for ourselves and to keep ourselves injury free. So yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, my motivation will come back next week and I'll have more to report. But for now, that's it. Bye guys.